What is up, everyone? Bo here from BZ Hub. Bo, what cool shirt are you wearing? It's the Red Deer shirt from the BZ Hub merch store. Check it out. You know, recently, people have been telling me, Bo, you need to check out this game trailer, Hunting Simulator 2. What do you think? Is it the next Call of the Wild? Well, hard to say. I played the first one for a little bit. That was all I needed to stop playing it. And I figured, why not? Let's give this Hunting Simulator 2 a try. Let's watch the trailer together and see what we think. Ducks! There's ducks.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Hunting Simulator 2. In this simulation game, you can go hunting for a wide range of different animals in 6 huge nature reserves, each with unique characteristics. There are 3 different environments.
That's pretty cool, changing terrain with the weather. There's a desert map too.
The first ones you encounter are in Colorado. Roam the trails of Roosevelt National Forest or the plains of Pawnee National Grassland. But Colorado
oh my God, that
is
head
not the
shake
only
is gonna
hunting
drive me
terrain available.
insane.
You'll also be able to wander parts of Texas and certain areas of Europe.
Texas and Europe.
There are 33 different animal
Look at that
species to
cryptic
hunt in the
camo
game,
there.
each found in its natural
All turkey.
habitat.
What the heck is that?
From small and big game to predators
wild
and
boar,
waterfowl,
bighorn, and a
all the
wolf.
different types are there
Geese
to be
there,
found.
another bighorn.
We've included males and females for each species.
Oh,
as
they
well
put
as
males and
juveniles
females in the
older
game.
animals,
Whoa, that's
especially for
expecting a
big
lot.
game, to ensure
Weird
the
looking
fauna you come
pronghorn. I
across
still don't
is
know
as
what that freaking
diverse as
deer is.
possible. The
There's a
animal
little bunny.
AI has been completely
decent-looking
redesigned
bear
since
there.
the first game to provide an even more realistic experience. Maybe you'll encounter a predator hunting prey of its own. In
Oh,
Hunting
wow, look
Simulator
at him
2,
hunting
your
that
hunting
deer,
skills
wow.
will be put to the test while tracking. Thankfully, you have a faithful companion at your side to help you find the tracks of prey, including footprints, flattened
You're gonna have a
vegetation,
little
and
dog
droppings.
following around to find tracks. The detail
your
on the
dog
weapon
the right
in first-person
commands
mode
so
looks
they can
good, but
lead
I'm
you in the
confused
best
by the third
direction.
person. Are we gonna be able to switch between
When
them?
you're the right distance from your prey, command your
There's a
dog
little
to
bit
wait
of difference
while you
between the
take your
antlers there.
time
They
to
look
carefully
weird.
approach your
They're
target.
weird elk antlers.
Aim well. The better placed your shot, the more credits you'll receive for your trophy. You can use these
That was
credits to
weird.
buy new
It's like a
hunting
tracer
licenses,
round.
a new dog, or new weapons. The right weapon is crucial to the hunting experience. In Hunting Simulator 2, you can build
There's
your
some
hunting kit from
ARs
over
there.
90 weapons and accessories. All the top brands are available, including Winchester, Bushnell, Barrett and Bear Archery.
Whoa,
For
brand
clothing,
names.
choose from a wide selection of items made by Browning, Vernie Karen, and Cryptek to customize your character from head to toe. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to follow us on social media for more information on Hunting Simulator 2. Till next time.
Okay, and that's Hunting Simulator 2. Let's talk about it. Ducks.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Hunting Simulator 2. In this simulator...
This kind of got me. I don't know, this is really nitpicky, but the fact that the ducks landed in the water and these two right next to, there's 3 of them actually. They all landed in a bundle and they're all clipping each other. And you'd think that in a trailer, you want to show off your best stuff. And it's nice of them that they actually put in gameplay versus just some animated thing. But I'm annoyed that even in the trailer, they had 3 ducks clipping each other. And then when they actually land there, they don't do anything. They just sit there.
You can go hunting for a wide range of
Got some like real tree camo or something there.
each with unique characteristics. There are 3 different environments.
Okay, the changing environment there with the rain creating puddles and stuff like that, that was pretty cool. I have to say, you know, watching this entire trailer a few times now, the changing terrain, and we've seen it on Yukon with the snow creating, obviously the entire map gets very snowy when it starts to snow on Yukon. The puddles and stuff by the rain on this game, and maybe they have snow as well. Very cool. And I'm thinking that we should see that on more maps in the Hunter Call of the Wild. You know, we didn't get to see it on Quattro Colinas when that came out after Yukon. But, you know, maybe in the future with different maps, we will be able to see puddles or stuff with rain. You know, we don't know. But we'll talk about that later on. Let's continue.
To explore in the game.
Desert map, that's cool.
Reserves. The first ones you encounter are in Colorado. Roam the trails of Roosevelt National Forest or explore the plains of Pawnee National Grassland.
Okay, so each map has 2 reserves. They're saying that we have, the first one we're going to have access to is in Colorado. We're going to have a Rocky Mountain kind of hunting area, and then this grassland area, which is kind of interesting because I remember bringing up the fact that I wanted, you know, kind of a Kansas-type map in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and how on one side it would be fields and forests and, you know, all that, and then it would kind of go into a grassland area here. And actually watching it now, in the game, you know, the nice thing is, of course, you can take long shots on animals and stuff like that with it being open and wild. But at the same time, it's kind of boring. It's terrible. But now actually seeing it in the flesh, it is horribly boring. Just a wide open grassland. You can take long shots. Honga has wide open grasslands as well, but for some reason this just seems terribly boring in comparison to Honga, and maybe it's because of the lack of hills. Yeah, that's just my thoughts. Let's keep going.
But Colorado is not the only hunting terrain available. You'll also be able to wander parts of Texas and certain areas of Europe.
Wander parts of Texas and certain areas of Europe. Okay. Vague, but we'll see.
There are 33 different animal species.
Right here, 33 different animal species. Just said that. So there you go. But the camouflage, they want to show you that. They want to say, hey, we spent the money on these brands to put them in the game so that you can see them, you can hunt with them. Maybe you use them in real life. Maybe you've always wanted to use them. You know, say what you want about cryptic or other camo patterns. It all becomes a fashion statement at some point. You know, I've spent $300 on this jacket. You know, cool, bro. But that's a whole nother thing. But maybe that's you. Maybe you'll love that. Be able to wear cryptic. You know, that's sweet. Go ahead. There's turkeys. This deer, is this supposed to be an axis deer? It's got spots and it's got a really weird antlers. Like I don't know what those antlers are. Interesting. And it's in the Rocky Mountains. I mean, this is the grasslands area that's supposed to be like in the Kansas kind of Rocky Mountains. Interesting. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be. There's a javelina in Texas, I'm assuming, or maybe a feral hog. There's bighorn in the grassland area, at least is how it looks. I'm not sure why there's a bighorn in the grasslands area. There's a wolf. Maybe there's wolves over there. I know that we don't have wolves in Kansas anymore. All the farmers shot them all. So they're not there. But maybe they're on the Colorado side and I just don't know about it. Some geese, maybe. More bighorn. I don't understand the bighorn on that in the open grassland. You'd see them up in the Rockies when you're going through the mountains and stuff like that. You'd see the bighorns on the side of the road and up in the mountains if you're hiking, but I've never seen them down in the grasslands. If you're from Colorado, go ahead, comment down below. Tell me if you've seen them in grasslands. Never. I mean, maybe in like Wyoming or something, you've seen elk out in grasslands. Interesting antlers there. Those, what is that? Just a sec. So they've included males and females of each species. Wow, 2020, you've included males and females of each species. And then they go ahead and they say, oh, and we've also included juveniles and you know the larger of the bucks or you know whatever it may be. Look at where are the horns at on this thing? They're like behind the skull. They're like an extra pair of ears there. That is interesting. But they are smaller on the one on the back, so there's a little bit of variation. You know, if you see these two, you'll definitely know to take this weird one with the big ears.
Older animals, especially for big game.
Once again, this spotted. It is interesting. I'm not sure. I think it's just the scale perspective of the animals is messing with me. You know, this buck here, still don't know what animal it's supposed to be. And we see these antlers on the ground, which look like mule deer antlers. But I don't know what this buck is supposed to be. And then we have this one here. And the one down below almost looks like a fawn. But I don't think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be another doe, and it's just further away, so it looks smaller.
To ensure the fauna you come across
See, we got... Well, those aren't mule deer antlers. Those are just whitetail antlers. Interesting.
Is as diverse as possible. The animal AI.
This bear actually looks pretty good. I was impressed by the bear, and it's animated well too.
It's been completely redesigned since the first game to provide an even more realistic experience. Maybe you'll encounter a predator hunting prey of its own.
It's like they may have animated a predator to hunt prey or something like that, but they knew that it would be hard to find, so they just decided to have this bear spawn close to this deer, and then they filmed it. Maybe you'll find them hunting prey. Ooh. Yeah, we'll see.
In Hunting Simulator 2, your hunting skills will be put to the test while tracking.
Once again, with the guns, and we'll bring it up.
Have a faithful companion at your side to help you find the tracks of prey, including footprints, flattened vegetation.
People talk about the fact that they want dogs added to the Hunter Call of the Wild all the time. You know, that's super cool. I love a dog. The dog is not great. I mean, even and this is terrible for them making the trailer this way, but look how nice the gun looks. I mean, it's got the metal like rendering looks great. The wood looks pretty good. The scope looks decent with the matte finish there. And then they even took the time to like, you know, put some duct tape on the wire going over the scope. And then you have this weird little dog over here, which doesn't have very good shadowing on it. It's got rough fur, and it's just, oh my god, looking at the dog versus the gun, it's just way less impressive. But it found tracks, so way to go, Fido. You can pet the dog too. It's like Far Cry. Yeah, the dog just lacks all like lighting. The lighting of the world just doesn't seem to affect the dog very much.
When you're the right distance from your prey.
The antlers on these elk, oh my god, they're like getting ready to catch something falling from the sky. I'm gonna catch something. Very interesting there.
Command your dog to wait while you take your time.
Yeah, wait, Fido. Once again with the third person view there. That is interesting. I wonder if you'll be able to switch between first and third person. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but that is an interesting detail. Maybe to see your camo backpack that you paid for.
Aim well. The better placed your shot, the more credits you'll receive for your trophy.
The tracer round, how you can see the bullet flying, it's so Call of Duty. It's like anytime you play Call of Duty and you can watch your sniper bullet like fly. Interesting indeed. You have a mounted jackrabbit here, it looks like, and then a pheasant, I want to say. Yeah, a pheasant here. And then you have some weapons. I will be interested to learn more and see if they have like a full-blown trophy room or something like that. That will be interesting, but yeah, for now, this is what we get. You can do some upland bird hunting, it looks like.
Buy new hunting licenses, a new dog, or new...
Hunting licenses, a new dog. I've gotten more money, I'm sorry, Fido. It's time to buy Brutus. Brutus, you're coming hunting with me. Fido, you stay home. Interesting.
New weapons. The right weapon is crucial to the hunting experience.
There's Browning gloves there.
In Hunting Simulator 2,
Got the ARs in the game.
you can build your hunting kit from open.
The upland bird hunting there. What do they got on? Are those snipes? What the frick are those?
Weapons and accessories. All the top brands are available.
Got some real tactical looking scopes there. Rangefinder, Bushnell binoculars, and bear archery bows and crossbows. And then, yeah, back to the camo. All the brands that they paid for. I will say, you know, it is kind of silly that they put in all the brands and everything, and you can say what you want about it. But at the same time, we don't have this sort of character customization in the Hunter Call of the Wild. So, I mean, it could be really cool to have that sort of customization. Change your top, change your bottom, you know. It kind of gets into fashion there at some point. But, and that'll lead us into our last point. Let's just finish this up here.
Thank you for watching this video. us on social media for more information on Hunting Simulator 2.
So we watched the trailer, we broke it down here, but this really brings us back to the classic hunting games. Back in the day when we didn't have much to go with. We could play Cabela's Dangerous Hunts, Deer Hunter or something like that. Big Game Hunter was out back in the day, and you bought the game, you played it, and then when you got to the end of it, you were done. That was it. And some of them had storylines and some of them didn't. Some of them, the storylines, of course, once you got to the end of the story, that was it. You could play the levels over again if you wanted to. But some of them, like Deer Hunter and stuff like that, you could just kind of continue hunting until you had an entire trophy room of the biggest animals. And then it was like, okay, well, I did it. That's the game. Versus, the biggest thing with the Hunter Classic and now Call of the Wild is that they're multiplayer games. Not only are you hunting for yourself, but also, whether you just want to be that single player hunter that just wants to do what you want to do, you can also brag to your friends. Can you see yourself playing Hunting Simulator 2, taking a picture of one of those weird looking basket elks and sending it to a friend like, yeah, I got the biggest elk? That's pretty cool, right? It's like almost a diamond. Oh, I made a reference to the Hunter Call of the Wild. It's just a big elk. It's just a cool elk. What have you gotten? You can see how without the multiplayer aspect, it's just going to die. And that leads us to another thing here. So we're now on the Steam page now, and we can take a look at Hunting Simulator 2. There's actually a different trailer that they have playing here. Kind of interesting. Maybe we'll see some animals that we didn't see on the first trailer. Oh, it was really short. Okay. What about these pictures? There's one of those weird deer, maybe. Oh, it looks like a whitetail, actually. Sorry. This is going to turn into a long video. Okay, so they do have some, what are those? Pintails? Interesting there. About the game, kit yourself. There's over 160 weapons, accessories, and clothing. Oh, so 160 weapons, accessories, and clothing. Altogether, it's going to be 160. 33 animal species. Interesting. They do say that your hunting dog can be a Labrador Retriever, a German Short-Haired Pointer, and a Beagle. So there's 3 different dogs. They all have specific hunting attributes. Obviously, maybe the duck dog, the upland bird hunting dog, and the Beagle just seems kind of like just kind of tracking anything, really. So it is interesting that they hit on some big things. They added a desert map. They added branded clothing, branded weapons, branded accessories, branded, everything. We used to have brands in the Hunter Classic, but we don't have them in the Hunter Call of the Wild. And I'll tell you, it's because, Avalanche Studios can create their own weapons based off of things in real life. They have the design team, they have the animators, they have the programmers to do all of this themselves. And then they can publish it themselves under their company, and do everything the way they want to do it. And they don't have to pay brands to do it, or to mimic their things. They can create everything themselves. And that really brings us to the biggest thing about Hunting Simulator 2, and it was the same thing with Hunting Simulator 1. They're both made by the same developer, and it's Neopica. And if you click on Neopica, you can see they've made Hunting Simulator 1, mixed reviews here. 45% of the reviews are positive. So, yeah, not great. They had a demo for the game, so you could try it, find out how terrible it is, and not play it, which was nice of them. There's actually a Browning and Winchester pack for Simulator 1 for $3, so there's a DLC there. And then they actually have a positive review vet game, and then they have Hunting Simulator 2 coming out. So they haven't made too many games, but the biggest thing is, of course, with a developer that's not very big and doesn't have a lot of money, they have to work with a publisher. And the publisher is who's going to be funding them and who's going to be directing them. If you ever hear any hate for EA games, EA anything, it's because they're a publisher and they're forcing developers to do things their way. And a lot of the times, it ends up biting the developer in the butt because they end up spending so much time on a game, and then the publisher comes in and changes all sorts of things, and then the game ends up being terrible, or they rush the game into coming out before it should have come out, and then there's tons of things broken and stuff like that. And Big Ben Interactive is one of the worst for this. Let's just so I've sorted it by user reviews here, and you can see here all of their good reviews are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 games out of 48 have good reviews. Okay? And one of them is Mahjong. I mean, come on. And then after that, it's mixed reviews and bad reviews. And there's a lot of games that aren't even reviewed. Like, they have so little reviews for them that they don't have any reviews at all. Like, look at those. And, you look at them and like 1 or 2 people have reviewed them, and that's it. So let's go back. And this is the thing that got me the most, because I've played, Fishing Planet. I like Fishing Planet. I think it's a great game. But the problem is that a lot of people say, hey, you should play The Fisherman. The Fisherman's like Fishing Planet, but complete. You should totally play The Fisherman. Big Ben Interactive was the publisher for The Fisherman. And they put out The Fisherman, and if you look at the reviews for The Fisherman, mixed reviews. It's mixed. Now, why would The Fisherman be mixed reviews? If Fishing Planet has 19,066 reviews, it's very positive, if not mostly positive. And I'll tell you why. It's because the developer was Fishing Planet and the publisher was Fishing Planet. They could do everything they wanted to themselves, and then they were the ones who put it out for everyone to download. And the reason that The Fisherman has such bad reviews while Fishing Planet has good reviews is because Big Ben Interactive published the game, put it out there. It's a finished game, right? Shouldn't need anything else. Well, games that are supposed to be finished have bug fixes. If you play the Call of the Wild, you already know this. But where's the support for The Fisherman? It's not there. It's a completed game. Maybe they'll put out a DLC, but that's it. There's nothing else for The Fisherman. Versus Fishing Planet continues to grow. It continues to get bug fixes for this game. You can go into here and see your patch notes. The patch notes, look at it. They got patch notes on April 2nd, patch notes April 8th, and today. They continue to put out new stuff for this game. They continue to do holiday events, and they continue to try to fix things that, go wrong. Versus The Fisherman is completely, it's done. There's nothing else going for it. It was a complete cash grab. The publisher, paid for it. They said, yeah, we'll take your game. We'll bundle it all up. Oh, the most annoying part of it is paying for traveling. We'll take that out. We'll replace it with fish coins that will, ruin the game later on when you're a higher level because you have so much in-game money, but you need coins to continue, but the only way you get them is by doing missions, and you can't do any more missions. So that's pretty much the end of the game for you. It's all over. So anyway, that's just, Big Ben Interactive. I don't know much about the company, but based off of their games, I would say with Hunting Simulator 2, be wary. It doesn't even look good, but they do have some of the brands. People say all the time, I want brands, I want camouflage, I want to hunt deserts, I want to hunt turkeys, I want to do this and that, I want ARs in the game, everything like that. Hunting Simulator, boom, they've got it for you. They did all that, all the things you really want. They added into the game for you to use, all of it. But I'm telling you, once you play it, you're going to spend $40 on the game or more, and it's never going to receive anything else to make the game worthwhile. Based off of all the other games that they have, I sincerely doubt it will ever receive any more support for it. It will never be a multiplayer game. You're going to hunt all 33 animals on that game, and that'll probably be the end of it. Your $40 is up. And if that's fine, I mean, that's totally fine. If that's entertaining for you, if that $40 was well worth it, then well done. You did it. But Call of the Wild came out as a game. You can buy it, for $30 now, $20 now. I think you can even buy it for $10 now. And they just put out a complete edition, which will get you caught up to everything that we have right now. You can buy it all in a bundle and continue. I mean, they'll continue adding new stuff to the game. And, there's plenty of people who get mad at the Hunter Call of the Wild for doing that. Maybe you're not that type of person. Maybe you just want a game that has 33 animal species. And once you shoot all those animals, that's it. That's the end of the game. And you just, maybe you find a different hunting game at that point. But if you enjoy putting time investment into a game, money investment into a game, and you want to see that game continue to grow so that you don't lose your progress, you feel like you used your time well, and it's just going to keep on going, then the Hunter Call of the Wild is going to be a much better game than the Hunter Simulator 2 ever will be. I mean, the engine's completely off. It's not going to allow for multiplayer. It's going to have to do a complete redesign to allow for any multiplayer, any sort of advancement. I really just be wary. Try it out if you want to. I guarantee you it'll probably be $40 to $60 when it comes out. And, Big Ben Interactive, if you want to change my mind, send me the game. Let me try it out myself, and then I'll put out an honest review on it. But at this point, be wary. It's not the Hunter Call of the Wild. Play the demo of Hunting Simulator, and then watch Hunting Simulator 2 and realize that it's a little updated version of Hunting Simulator, and tell me what you think. But, of course, tell me down in the comments what you think about all this. Do you think it's going to be a great game? Did anything I say get to you? Do you think it's all just bubba baloo and I'm just making it up, and you're going to try it? It's going to be a great game. It might be a contender with the Hunter Call of the Wild. I've always wanted to shoot ARs in a hunting game, and I've always wanted branded clothing, and it's going to be better than the Hunter because of that. Then, let me know. I'd love to hear it, and when it comes out, I'll buy it, and I'll play it, and we'll find out what it's like. But until then, we'll just be waiting here. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. If it was helpful at all, it probably wasn't. We're just kind of rambling about the game, but I'm eager to hear what you all think about it. And when the game comes out, we will certainly try it out and see what we think, see if what we're thinking right now is the same as what happens when the game comes out. But, that'll be it. That'll be it at that point. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Like and subscribe, as I said. And as always, keep gaming, never stop.